let me introduce you to Karen. She is releasing her book in April, and it's perfectly designed to establish her as the leading authority in personal development for women who have been deceived. She is a doula. She is birthing you. So here's the interview that I had with her. Well, welcome. I have the privilege today of interviewing Karen Hatch. She is a resilient woman whose life journey exemplifies strength, transformation, and purpose. She's endured the sting of constant disappointments, unmet childhood needs, and I know we can all agree with some of those, but also some emotional trauma as well as two divorces. But she refuses to let her past define her. So, through some unwavering faith and determination, Karen pursued higher education later on in life, but she did get an associate's, a bachelor's, and a master's degree. Oh, we're going to talk about a lot of that today. She is the founder of Queen Equity Life Coaching, where she specializes in what we call the R4 strategies for transformation. That's resilience, reinvention, redefining, and recovering. She empowers her clients to overcome trauma, embrace healing, and step boldly into their fullest potential. As a graduate of Daniel Premier Coaching Academy, she is a certified life coach, a premier speaker, and a certified relational intelligence coach. Now, Karen equips others with practical tools to inspire lasting, meaningful change, and she provides compassionate, judgment-free support to women in life's most vulnerable spaces. She's got a book that's coming out, and that's the reason we are talking today. It's called Knife in Shining Armor, The Shock of Deception. And Karen, welcome to the stage today because we are so excited about this book. And I know it's been a long time coming, and you've been going through a lot of things to push and birth this out. The doula is in the house today. All right.
Yes.
So, Karen, can you tell me a little bit about the backstory of how all this book came to being?
Oh, yes. Well, it began with my divorce about 9 years ago. I was married to a pastor, and we both were planning a surprise for each other. I was planning him a 15-year anniversary celebration, and he was planning my divorce.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh,
Surprise,
And,
surprise.
and surprise, surprise. And it was really a shock. It was really a shock. So the book came about once it happened, it blindsided me,
Mm,
and I had no language to describe what I was going through. And one of the things that I learned in this process of going through the trauma in the research, I learned that behavior was so than behavior or really wanting a divorce. It was a tactic. And then later on, I also found out about narcissistic behavior in those certain patterns. So I um I decided to write this book, and not only just to tell my story, but to also share with people and walk through their journey with their story.
wow. I was going to say, we have some of those things in common, as far as going through a divorce. Mine was a great divorce, almost 30 years in, but it was, it's amazing when you said you were blindsided. And I tell people sometimes we can be hoodwinked, bamboozled, and otherwise deceived. And your story, the book, is really written for that woman who is in the process or just on the other side. Is it for healing? What would you say is the ideal audience for this book?
Well, the ideal audience, it could be for both genders per se. I would say ages 18 and up, but I also, in the book, it includes a strategy of vetting for long-term relationship. I also added, not only am I telling my story, but there's a learning tool within the book and within the processes, because in marriages and in relationships, a lot of time people don't even realize that they're being abused. They just think it's bad behavior, that it'll get better. They're looking for things to turn around. They're searching for that moment when they first got together, that love bombing stage that also kicks off those euphoric feelings, and they want that back. And they constantly excuse behavior for.
Yeah, just to keep it going. So you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. So it's for both if you're going through or if you're trying to decide and determine whether or not this is the right relationship for you because you want to avoid those things. So I love the fact that you've got this tool on the inside because in all honesty, a lot of times we see the red flag and we don't even act like it's there. It's like, oh, was that
Right.
yellow? No, it wasn't stop. No, it's just green light to
Yeah.
go, right?
Yes, well, it's easy to dismiss because you still, again, you don't want to think that you're wrong about this person because things are good in some certain areas, and in those types of relationships, you get breadcrumbed, and you think you're getting a meal. You get, you just get you're so hungry for the crumbs, not realizing you're not getting a meal. You're just getting spoon fed,
You're
just
just
enough to
getting
keep
a
you,
snack.
just enough.
Okay, that can go for a whole lot of people, especially out there in the world today. We want to make sure that we recognize our worth and our value, and then we walk in it. So I love that it's going. I believe this book is going to impact so many people. Even with that
Yes,
little bit, hey, don't be a snack. Look for the meal. I got it.
exactly,
Absolutely love that.
exactly.
How can the
Mhm.
audience get in touch with you? Because I know they're gonna want this book. How can they get in
Oh
touch?
yeah, they definitely gonna want this book because it's entertaining. It'll have you laughing, and when I tell people about it, they constantly going. I said, "Oh, you see that look right there? You're gonna do that a lot, a
Oh
lot.
wow.
You're gonna do that a lot." But yeah, so don't get in touch with me by reaching me through queenequity.com.
Okay, so everybody go to queenequity.com and check out all the services that Karen has and wait for that announcement of this book in April 2026. Now let me just
Yes.
turn the page a little bit for you, Karen. And assume that somebody's writing your life story. Now you've been through so much. But what would you want to be told about you in this book?
One of the things I would want to be told about me is to know that if you can resonate with anything in this book and anything sounds familiar, you are not alone. If you can resonate with any of it, I want you to know that you're not crazy, that you're not alone. And there are people that are going beside you, people you're working with every day that don't talk about this because it's embarrassing, it's humiliating to talk about it. And then people wonder why you're still there. And there's just so much there's to pull back. But the main thing is that you're not alone. And one of the things I want people to know is that you can thrive after surviving a divorce. And a lot of people are afraid to make a move or to make a decision to move on with their life, but you can thrive. If I could thrive, anybody could thrive.
I'm going to tell you honestly, there is that shame that does come with the divorcing, from outside as well as inside, because we have that. But one of the things I think that I heard you saying is that something that you live by, that's a belief that there's no storm that is too powerful, that you cannot weather it, that the brokenness can birth into beauty, and that you can choose healing, growth, and courage. So I'm so excited about not only your life testimony, but this book that is going to empower and impact so many other people. So thank you so much for that. I'm so glad that you joined us today. But tell me, are there any last words that you would like to leave with my listeners?
Yes, I would like for listeners to know that you can have a voice. You will have a voice if you choose to have a voice. I would like for my work to bring change and transformation to those who are willing to make those changes. I would like people to know that they can thrive again if you choose to survive. If you survive and you choose to thrive, it all comes within a decision. It's just simply making a decision and taking steps to put a framework there to get to move out of that situation and to move forward in life. But
All
you
right.
have to be very strategic about it.
I absolutely love that. So, listeners, make the decision today that you're going to thrive, not just survive, as you move forward. And Karen has got the book for you to read, Knife in Shining Armor: The Shock of Deception. I can't wait for it to come out April 2026. Thank you so much, Karen, for being here today. And we appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. God bless.
Thank you for having me.
Now, keep an eye on them because starting in April, you're going to see their books opening new doors, building their authority, and bringing them clients who are ready to go. One book opens many doors. This is how you reach the masses. So that's the power of a book. It's your engine for undeniable authority, your automated client attraction machine, and your career changing multiplier effect. It's not just a book, it's a strategic asset that keeps working for you long after the writing is done. And if you're ready to stop being just another expert in the crowd and start building a business that attracts clients for you, I want to help you take that next step. So click the link in the description to book a call with my team, and we'll work with you to map out how a book can become the single most powerful growth tool you've ever had. I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes. I'm your destiny designer. I'm helping faith-based coaches, authors, speakers to 5x their income and their impact, and I do it with systems, strategies, and spirit, and that's capital S, Holy Spirit, and I look forward to assisting you to unstoppable success. God bless. See, as a coach, author, and engineer by training, I believe businesses should be designed intentionally. So inside this book, you'll discover how to build your business the same way architects build strong houses, one room at a time. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building strategically, this book will change how you approach entrepreneurship. And if you haven't gotten it yet, go get it at ChontaHaynes.com/e-design.